They described the development as a major blow to illegal arms proliferation in the country. Speaking on the development, Adeniyi warned that criminal networks could seek to exploit Nigeria's borders, port and airport ahead of the next general elections to move prohibited items into the country. Adeniyi assured Nigerians that the service will intensify surveillance and enforcement operations to prevent such activities. Adeniyi reaffirmed the service commitment to intelligence-led enforcement, stronger border surveillance and collaboration with sister security agencies, including the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons under the Office of the National Security Advisor, to identify and dismantle trafficking network while safeguarding national security and facilitating legitimate trade. Following the complete inventory and assessment of the illicit shipment, the CGC reiterated that the NCS is preparing to hand over the seized armament to the NCCSALW, underscoring a unified interagency commitment to taking dangerous weapons entirely off the street and ensuring that those behind the trafficking network are tracked down and brought to justice. And still talking business news, the Global Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative Validation Team has arrived in Nigeria to assess the country's progress in improving transparency and accountability in the oil, gas, and mining sectors. The validation mission, which begins on Monday, is part of the 2026 Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative Validation exercise that commenced on July 1st. The exercise is particularly significant for Nigeria as it provides an opportunity for the country to demonstrate how far it has implemented the corrective actions identified during its previous assessment and strengthen the governance of its natural resources. The Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, in a statement issued on Sunday by its Director of Communications and Stakeholders Management, Obia Onora, said the arrival of the global assessors marked a major stage in the ongoing validation process. The mission is expected to run from August 10th to August 14th, which the assessors will conduct a comprehensive quality assurance assessment and consult a wide range of stakeholders involved in Nigeria's extractive industries. The presence of the EITI mission in Nigeria marks a significant stage in Nigeria's 2026 ETIE validation and forms part of the global validation process. The stakeholders include government institutions, the National Assembly, oil, gas and mining companies, civil society organizations, development partners, anti-corruption agencies, host communities, and the media. The assessors will also meet senior government officials and key institutions involved in the management and oversight of Nigeria's extractive resources. More than 3 years after Nigeria's planned national population and housing census was postponed, an analysis by The Punch has shown that the federal government appropriated at least 219.17 billion naira for the census and related preparatory activities between 2021 and 2026. At least 79.08 billion naira was released for census-related payments over part of the period, according to transaction records available on GovSpend, a civic tech platform tracking public expenditure. The findings show the scale of public resources committed to preparations for a census that is yet to take place, while also highlighting the distinction between budget appropriations, payment transactions, and official releases. A review of the Appropriation Acts from 2021 to 2026 from the Budget Office of the Federation showed that the National Population Commission received progressively larger allocations as preparations intensified ahead of the planned 2023 digital census before funding dropped sharply following its postponement. The review also showed that the appropriations comprise both direct allocations for the national population in housing census and funding for supporting activities, such as field demarcation, census publicity, staff training, digital mapping, data management systems, enumeration area development, research and monitoring. Separate payment records extracted from GovSpend indicate that thousands of transactions were processed for census-related contracts, including procurement of personal digital assistants, cloud infrastructure, logistics, digital mapping, printing of manuals, publicity materials, and other preparatory activities. However, the payment record available on the platform may not represent the government's complete release history for the exercise. The analysis that census-related appropriations stood at about 4.61 billion in 2021. The following year, the amount surged almost 39-fold to 180.22 billion naira as the federal government prepared for what will have been Nigeria's first fully digital population census. And that is it on business news. Stay tuned for News Track at 2 p.m. and Global News at 6:30 p.m. But before then, do enjoy the rest of our programs and have a very wonderful morning. Thanks for watching.